What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the good, the bad, and the ugly for the 2013-2014 Kansas City Chiefs. My name is Dexter Reed, also known to some of you as the Black Italian, coming to you guys live and direct from the Pacific Northwest with a little bit of post-game commentary from today's loss at home to the Indianapolis Colts. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. Happy holidays. Let's talk about what happened today. You know, the Chiefs got completely outplayed in all three areas of football, in all three facets, offense, defense, and special teams. We were completely dominated in Arrowhead today in about 20 to 30 degree weather, and it was basically our worst game of the season. It was our last home game, and we basically laid an egg. That's pretty much what happened. You know, we lost 23-7 to a potential wild card matchup in the Indianapolis Colts, which is the team that I would like us to play. I think we have the best chance of beating that team, but today didn't show anything, you know, to ever make me seeing that come to fruition. I don't know, maybe when we see them in their building, things might be a little bit different. So let's talk a little bit about the good. There's not a whole lot of good, as there has been in the last couple weeks in the dominating performances that we had versus Washington and Oakland, but there was some good. You know, there's always going to be Jamal Charles to hold our, heads on, hang our hats on. You know, this guy put together a nice little 100-yard performance today in a game that really didn't have a lot of wonderful things happening for the red and gold. You know, he scored the 7 points we had today, and what more is there to say? I think the Chiefs kind of got away from feeding him the ball when we got down as large as we did, but at that point the game was pretty much over. I like the fact that the Chiefs brass and the coaching staff has finally understood that Marcus Cooper has needed to be replaced, and we put Dunta Robinson in there. Now, I don't know why this hasn't happened sooner. I've been screaming that this needs to happen, and for weeks now. You guys who have been watching the commentary know that, I'm no lover of Marcus Cooper. I mean, he had a great first 9 games for us, but, he got really exposed in our first game versus Denver, and it just kind of went downhill from there. It was kind of like the snowflake that turned into the avalanche. And because he's a rookie and other teams watch film, they've been going after him, and he's just been getting killed. And I feel like this is a move that had to be made. This is exactly why Robinson, the veteran, was brought in here from Houston. He's also played on the Atlanta Falcons. The guy's had a pretty decent career, and today you saw some flashes of what he can do. He made some nice plays, nothing major, but I think he would play a lot better than Cooper would have played today, so I'm happy to see that the Chiefs finally did this. And I think Marcus Cooper definitely has a bright future with this team. I just think right now he needs to learn a little bit more by watching than being thrown into the fire. It's kind of like wearing a pork chop suit and walking into a lion's den. These other quarterbacks, they smell blood, and so he was replaced, and I'm pretty thrilled about that. That's all I have for the good, guys. I'm really sorry. There's not much more than that for this version. Let's talk a little bit about the bad. Alex was kind of careless with the rock today. And to this point, the Chiefs have been, they haven't given the ball up a lot. They only have 15 giveaways. That's second fewest in the whole National Football League. But today we put the ball in the other team's hands quite a few times, and it cost us. And look, we can't minimize how important it is to not turn the rock over. That's something that we get from the other team, due to the other team, not they do to us, especially in our building. So, it is what it is. Our O-line didn't play that great today at times. 2 or 3 guys got burned at the same time. The 4 sacks that we gave up today, at least 2 or 3 of them were where multiple guys got beat. I don't know. Eric Fisher had a bad game, and I don't think that was necessarily his fault. I think he kind of needed help out there and wasn't getting it. But, it was kind of like a turnstile out there. And, and Alex Smith, he's got 2-3 seconds to do something with the ball. And after that, it's like blood in the water and the Sharks are just circling. So, Nile Davis had a fumble that led to some points today. Again, he's a rookie. He's just getting his feet wet. He's been emerging, and he had a costly fumble. The ball hits the turf, they get the ball, they go for pay dirt, and that was that. I think that's the point where the game was pretty much out of control. It started to become out of reach. And although we only got beat 23-7, I don't think the score is really indicative of how badly we got outplayed today. So, that's all I have for the bad. I have quite a bit for the ugly though, so let's talk about that a little bit. Today we gave up 4 first downs on penalties. 4. That's a lot. You know, just on being careless out there, we gave that other team continuing drives. 4 first downs. That's a lot. You know, that's got to be in the ugly category. You know, where's our pass rush? You know, and look, again, I keep telling you guys, Tom Bahali gets held. Everyone's getting held out there. A lot of these calls aren't being made. You know how I feel about the refs. They are terrible. They're awful. But we have got to find a way to generate some kind of pass rush, you know, when Justin Houston's out. I mean, one person cannot be that important to our defense up front. We got to do better. 1 sack's not enough. That was a mangled, pieced together, patchwork offensive line that the Colts ran out there today. We should have feasted. You know, we didn't really even sniff Andrew Luck. We have to find a way to get pressure on these quarterbacks. It's got to happen. I mean, Houston, we have a problem. You know, we need you back as soon as possible, man. It is clearly obvious to everybody out there that when you're not on the field, we're probably not going to get to the quarterback because they're going to double Hali, they're going to hold Hali, and we got nobody else making up for that. Frank Zombo cannot do what you do. We got to have you back. You know, so hopefully that happens sooner than later, and hopefully we'll have you for that playoff game. So, you know, like I alluded to a little bit earlier, there's you know, this has got to be ugly. How can Eric Fisher be on one-on-one with Robert Mathis? You know, Robert Mathis leads the league in sacks, man. The guy's an absolute monster. I mean, he is how you get to the quarterback. I mean, Tom Bahali, man, watch this guy's film. You know, Robert Mathis is killing people out there. You can't put Eric Fisher out there and not at least have a tight end out there to help chip, you know, and slow him down. You know, we can't have that. We can't have that. It's just, I don't need to get into that anymore. We just can't have that. So, my biggest ugly, you know, I've made no bones about the fact that I don't like Sean Smith. I just don't like this guy. I feel like Dexter McCleon and Stanford Routt had a baby and named it Sean Smith. You know, and then we went and we signed this guy. And truth be told, outside of the 100-yard pickoff, you know, pick 6 that he had in Buffalo, this guy's done nothing all year. You know, and Toole, he threw the ball right to him. So it wasn't really like he did something amazing. He just ran fast. And I'm not really thrilled with this guy. With the frame that he has, and the speed that he has, the mistakes that he makes regularly, they're just terrible. He's out of place constantly. He's constantly penalized. And I'm thinking they're starting to pick on him now, too. You know, I think the refs are kind of got it in for him. And I see him as being a weak link. I see Kendrick Lewis as being a weak link. You know, Brandon Flowers is going to do what he does. But the only person I feel really confident on in our secondary is Eric Berry. I really do. And he can't be everywhere. You know, and so I think our secondary is going to keep us from going where we really need to go. I think that's the weakest spot. Our O-line is inconsistent, but they have days where they look good. You know, I don't know. You can chalk the ugly up to just, you know, today was just one of those days, man. I mean, everything went wrong. You know, it was cold. Suckup missed a field goal. But even when things went right, I mean, the refs missed a really simple call on Junior Hemingway's fumble. That's a fumble. How do you look at that under the hood and not call that a fumble? I mean, we got a break there. You know, it just goes to show you how bad the refs have really been this year. I mean, and then you look at some of these other games, not even just our game. Go through the NFL ticker today. They've just been awful all season long. So that's all I have for the ugly. You know, a lot of people think this is not that big of a deal because we're going to see this team probably in another 2 weeks, and you don't want to, you know, show too much. And I understand all that. You know, I really do, but, you know, there's something to be said about momentum and gathering steam, and we were going in the right direction. We came home and we just absolutely laid an egg. It would have really been nice to go into San Diego up against a quarterback that stole one in our kingdom, you know, with a head of steam, knowing that we could take that game too. You know, we're not going to be the 1. You know, Denver won today. We're going to be the 5. We're going to go to Indianapolis. I mean, it's all falling into place, and that's fine. But boy, we showed this team nothing that would have them thinking that they're going to lose that game and they're building to us. You know, and I'm not building a Chiefs coffin, man. There's a lot of you out there that think that, like, I'm ready to bury this team. I'm not. I'm just a realist, man. Based on what I've seen, I haven't seen anything that it's going to allude to us going and stealing a game and winning a game. I just haven't seen it, and I want to believe it, and you know, and I love this team. But it's very, very, very much reminding me of the year that Castle had one of his best years. You know, Dwayne Bowe had 15 scores, and you know, it was a very similar schedule, and we lost in the first round in our own building to the Ravens. You know, I want to be more than just one and done. And again, 2-14. I mean, I'm very happy with what we're getting. I've enjoyed this season. It's been great. It really has. I love watching these games. But as far as going deep into the playoffs, I don't know. I just don't see it happening. So right now I'm looking at one and done, and I'm going to stick with that. A lot of you other Chiefs fans might not like me for saying that, and that's fine. Prove me wrong. I've been riding the horse forever, and they haven't shown me anything, so now I'm just going to go with what I believe. And if they prove me wrong, you guys can serve up the crow. I like it medium rare, and I'll eat that shit, man. It doesn't make me any less of a fan. You know, on any given day, anything can happen. Hopefully that will be our day. So moving forward, man, we need to... we lose versus the big-time quarterbacks. I mean, that's really the bottom line. What's the big-time quarterback we've beaten this year? You know, Michael Vick, Tony Romo. I mean, come on. That's just, we have to break that trend, you know. If we're going to go anywhere in the playoffs, you know, I thought today was a game we absolutely needed to win. Show the world that we can beat a team with a winning record. We haven't been able to do that, you know. We just haven't been able to do that. And so, I'm still pretty excited about this team. I can't let the air be taken out of my balloon, you know, because this team laid an egg. They shit the bed today. I just can't do that, you know. I love the Kansas City Chiefs. And it is what it is, man. A lot of teams, every team at least once a year has an embarrassing loss in their building to, you know, a team that there was just no way they should have lost to. And so that happened to us today. You know, my Christmas isn't ruined, but moving forward, you know, I got to see something else. So to me, the San Diego Charger game is going to be a tune-up game. That might have some meaning for the Chargers. I don't think it's going to have much meaning for us. I mean, last time I checked, they were beating the Raiders right now. There's an outside chance for them, but I don't know. You know, I want to play every game like it is a playoff game. You know, I don't believe the Kansas City Chiefs are capable of just turning it on and turning it off. I think they need to have a head of steam going into that game and feeling good about what they're doing. And today, you know, today was a step in the wrong direction. So, you know, it's always go Chiefs. I love this team. But the bottom line is I need to see a little bit more. You know, the two areas that we have been the most exposed are glaring areas that will cost us games. It's really that simple. So, I want to shout a couple people out. Shout out to Hal Brandenburg. What's going on, Hal? I hope you're doing okay. Nick Bucci, living out on the East Coast where I was at, man. I hope you're doing well, staying warm, you know. Happy holidays to you and your family. Shout out to my man James, the Jet fan, O'Connor. You know, how you doing out there, brother? It sounds like you're doing well with your family, you know. I used to work with you way back in the day, and I appreciate, you know, your knowledge of the NFL. Shout out to my man Jesse Miller. Even though your Seahawks lost today, it's nice to be able to talk to a Seahawk fan that was in love with the team before Russell Wilson showed up, before all the other fucking bandwagon fans. You know, you're a real fan, and I wish you luck because it looks like you're probably, barring a monumental disaster, going to the Super Bowl. Shout out my girl Shelly B. Even though you're a, you know, a Bengals fan, you know, I can't front on you. You know how we do. Good luck to your team, because it looks like they may be in the playoffs doing big things. They had a big time win today. You know, and shout out always to the mayor, JJ Sufco, doing big things as a big-time Chief fan as well. So that's all I have today, you guys. I hope everybody has a happy holiday, man. Eat a lot of food, enjoy your families, because that's really what it's about. It's about family, you know, and if you get some gifts, that's cool too. The biggest gift I'd like is a playoff win. I think that's the same gift we all would like. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that happens. Chiefs now, forever, all day, every day. My name is Dexter Reed, the Black Italian, the master of metaphor, coming to everybody live and direct from the Pacific Northwest with real talk for real understanding. Feel free to share the commentary, like it, comment on it. You know, I'm open to hearing what you guys have to say. That's why I do it, because I love you guys and I love this team. Let's go get this W in San Diego next week, and I'll talk to you guys later. One love. Peace.